But first, suspect in custody. After a days-long manhunt, police have arrested the man accused of stabbing and killing a couple in front of their young daughters. It happened at Devil's Den State Park in Arkansas on Saturday. Here's the suspect, 28-year-old Andrew James McGann. His profession? Elementary school teacher. That's right. He has no criminal history, but now he is charged with 2 counts of capital murder. Police arrested him yesterday at a beauty salon, of all places, in Springdale, only about 40 minutes away from that state park. His DNA reportedly matched DNA that was left at the scene. And police say he also admitted to killing those parents on Saturday in what appears to be a completely random act.
We have no reason to believe that there was any known association between our suspects and our victims. There's nothing to indicate that at all. It appears to be a completely random event.
And Clinton and Kristen Brink are being hailed as heroes for protecting their girls. Their 7- and 9-year-old daughters weren't harmed in this attack. And today, police shared new details on how it tragically unfolded.
So the information that we have is that the husband was attacked first. The mother did not return all the way to the car with the kids. We believe that the mother took them to safety and then returned to help her husband.
I want to bring in right now one of the best in the business, former FBI Special Agent Bobby Chacon. Bobby, good to see you, my friend. Okay, so police say this attack appears completely random, but what's weird about it is they also previously said that he drove away with his license plate covered by tape. So wouldn't that indicate this was planned, this was intentional, or can 2 things be true at once?
No, I think it's intentional. I think it's hard to believe why he would cover his license plate with tape deliberately like that, unless he was planning on doing something that he didn't want his license plate recorded on. So I think that does indicate a bit of a planning. He had a knife with him, obviously a big knife that could kill 2 people very quickly. You know, just one of these, again, tragic, vicious murders that makes no sense at all.
And it's a violent attack that obviously led to his capture, right? Because he suffered an injury that resulted in blood loss, so it kind of tells you something about what this interaction was about. But it allegedly led to a DNA match. How critical do you think that was to ultimately apprehending him?
Well, we'll know with time. I mean, I think the girls the daughters may be able to make a positive identification through pictures. They won't have to now because it looks like they do have DNA and his confession. So this is not going to be one of those cases where we wonder how it happened or what happened. We know what happened. We kind of know how it happened, but it's going to be why it happened is going to be a lingering question that we may never know. I mean, and his background is very concerning. That he was a teacher about to start school there. He did not have any contact with the students there in Arkansas yet, but he was a school teacher for 1 year in Oklahoma before 1 year in Texas. So he moves around a bit. If I was authorities, I'd be looking in Oklahoma and in Texas where he lived for any similar unsolved crimes right now.
Yeah, can I ask you about that? Because he has no criminal history. He passed the background checks. Does there need to be an investigation, or is that not fair? I mean, sometimes it could be difficult to predict any kind of crime, let alone something like this.
Yeah, I mean, it is difficult. And while he has no criminal history, means he was never arrested in the system, doesn't mean he hasn't committed crimes previously. And those are tough to find out. And these random attacks, if you think about it, you know, I worked the case of Israel Keys, who killed people for 14 years, but very randomly. And that really helped keep him off anybody's radar. So if these are random attacks like this, just think how hard it is to catch if he did an attack like this in the past and left no witnesses. So, you know, so we're looking at somebody who, you know, luckily got caught this time because of those 2 little girls, maybe some other hikers that were in the parking lot that saw his vehicle and things like that. So, you know, if he had done random attacks like in the past, it would be very difficult to know about.
But you also wonder, did the sketch help? Because police, they released this sketch of the suspect, okay? And there was also a photo showing him from behind, or allegedly showing him from behind. Not a lot for the public to go on. The sketch, I mean, I got to say, looks nothing like his mugshot. And it's interesting because I was interviewing Jennifer Coffindaffer last night, and I asked her how reliable are these sketches? How accurate are they? And she said, don't bank on them. It doesn't look anything like him, no? Am I wrong?
Well, I mean, look, sketches are subjective. I think some of it looks like him, but it's kind of like body language. It's not a science. I think that sketches are very subjective. I can look at his eyes and think his eyes look a little like the real guy's eyes from the sketch. You can look at it and see something different. So, but sketches are just that. They're just somebody's recollection. I mean, there's a famous sketch of the Unabomber out there that's still around, and it's not the Unabomber. It's the first sketch artist done by a second sketch artist. The witness recalled the details of the face of the first sketch artist she gave years prior, and so that second sketch of the Unabomber, which is very famous now, is not the Unabomber at all. So you have to be careful with sketches. I mean, they are a good starting point, age-wise, facial, anything special. But when someone doesn't have a scar or a tattoo or something very, very distinguishing on their face, sketches are of limited value.
You know what's interesting? Police don't believe he was trying to hide his appearance with that haircut. They chalked it up to school starting next week. I mean, the suspect seemed confident, right, that he wouldn't get caught.
Well, I think because he stayed random, right? He's like, they'll never catch me because I have no connection to these victims. I didn't live near them. I had never had contact with them. As long as I can, and Israel Keys taught us this, and you can see his interviews on YouTube. He says, as long as I stayed random to the victim and random to the location, there's not a place I frequented or anything like that, then the police would never be able to tie me to it. And so I think if he had done this before, if he had done random attacks like this before, he was comfortable in staying random, and that helped him.
And he was about to teach young kids at Springdale Public Schools in the upcoming school year. My gosh. Bobby Chacon,
he would have been at his third school in 3 years, which is very unusual.
It is unusual, and I think we need a little bit more answers about this. Bobby Chacon, thanks so much. Good seeing you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.